Okay, there's some awkwardness here. Come in closer.
Okay, let's go.
Come up a little bit more, fill in that little gap right there. You guys come around the side. There you go. How's everybody?
Awesome.
Good. My name is Michael Bengose, now for 15 years, and I had my first 2 experiences at the Whaley House. Anybody not familiar with the Whaley House? Whaley House is down San Diego Avenue. We'll be there in a few minutes. It is listed as one of America's top 10 most haunted homes. After my 2 experiences there, I was hooked. I bought several books that talked about ghosts here in Old Town, also in San Diego. And I found that those books had the same couple stories over and over again. The only place they talked about being haunted here in Old Town is at the El Fandango restaurant. They talked about a woman in white sitting at a table and walking through a wall. I thought there'd be something more, so I came to this building. This is the Robinson Rose home. This building serves as the Park Visitor Center. Went inside, talked to the female ranger that was on duty, and I asked her if there's any other buildings here in Old Town that were haunted. As we started talking about ghosts, the elevator turned on. Went from the 2nd floor down to the 1st. She said that's the ghost. He moves the elevator. He also turns off on the lights. Now, if you believe in ghosts or don't, it's okay with me. I'm not here to change your mind or your opinion. Just going to share with you some of my experiences. We go to the Whaley House. We do not go inside. We go into the back. In the back of the property is where I've had the majority of my experiences at that location. Our last stop will be in the back of the plaza. There I'll pass around some photos. From time to time, when we get to the cemetery, cameras will stop working. Sometimes they will, sometimes they'll not turn themselves back on. If the camera's affected, it normally turns itself off, and you manually turn the camera back on, or the batteries will die. When we come from the cemetery back to the Whaley property, I'm going to use one of the meters like they do on the ghost hunting shows on television, and I'll show you where the vortex, or the energy that hovers above the ground. When we get over there, I'll tell you more about that. So who has seen the episode of Ghost Adventures when they were here?
Yes.
So they were inside the Casa de Estudillo, also inside the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Restaurant. We too are going to go inside the Cosmo, and that is the most haunted building that I've ever been in. So for me, the Cosmo is more haunted or active than the Whaley House. Any questions of anything before we start walking? Sir?
Just quickly, in the Cosmopolitan, is there any room that like is considered like the most?
No, they're all active.
All right.
If you called a book, did they try to sell you room 11?
No, but that's the one they say.
They like to say
The corner?
the room 11 is on the far back side. They try to sell you room 11 as being the haunted, only because when they first opened the place back up in 2010 as a hotel again after the remodel, the innkeeper was in that room, and he heard something in the bathroom, and the closet door started to shake. Now that closet door, you can't use it because to hang up your clothes, because that has the stairs that go to the roof, so it's always locked. If there's a change in pressure, what's that door going to do? It's going to shake. So that's not concrete evidence that something paranormal happened. Even though when they talk about the place, they talk about room 11, room 11. Well, there are other rooms, all the rooms. Any other questions before I start walking? And what we're going to do is, so right now the spirits are
Excited?
They are, because they enjoy the fact that I bring different people in there for them to play with. They pick and choose who they want to play with. So they're mainly right now. I'm only looking off into the distance. I'm not looking that's okay. That's okay. You know what your third eye is?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're mainly upstairs. When we get downstairs, they're going to come downstairs to us, and then when we leave, then they go back upstairs. Because a lot of times on the weekends, people write their experiences start happening around 2 o'clock, because that's when we're done with the tour. And then they go back upstairs to bother the people upstairs. So they'll be down there for us. Any other questions before I start walking around?
How many spirits are there?
In the Cosmo, there is Mr. Bandini, his wife, Mr. Seeley, his wife. There is Isadora, the daughter that killed herself by jumping off the balcony. She died of her internal injuries. There's a little boy and a little girl who are unknown, and then there's also the cat.
Oh yeah.
So
I heard about the cat.
You don't know the cat's name? Is that like
Kitty.
okay.
I do not.
Mark?
But the cat jumps on the beds of some of the rooms, like 7 and 8, wakes people up. They can feel the cat crawl underneath the bed, underneath the covers. It likes to hang out. There's a couple places. I found the cat. It likes to hang out downstairs. So when we get down there, I'll look in those spots and see if I can
So
find it.
animals also have a little spirit. That's
What?
what you're saying. Animals also have a spirit.
Oh yeah, I've seen my dog after she died. I've seen other ghost cats.
I have a dog that died of cancer, and a few days later, 2-3 days after, I heard her little bark, and I didn't imagine it. I heard her little bark.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Any other questions before we start walking? Take it this way. There he is. How are you? Good, thank you. So you know the stories that are not written about in the Cosmo? So people come to the Cosmo because it's historic. It's the first hotel in San Diego. That's why there's no phones, no TV. Even though they do have Wi-Fi and heat and air conditioning. So people come because it's historic. People come because it's haunted. People also leave in the middle of the night because it's haunted. So you're not gonna read those stories.
You know, we stayed there and we wanted to experience something. And nothing happened.
Well, sometimes, well, we're gonna stop right here. So ghost hunting ghost hunting is not a matter of looking at something like this. You have to look at it from a different direction. So when we get inside the Cosmo, I'm gonna call the spirits over and I'll show you how to interact with the spirits. There are different types of spirit activity. Some spirits can manipulate the meter. Some spirits can touch you. Some can use the voice box, other things like that, can talk, can move things. You have to be able to find the right spirit to be able to manipulate those different things. So if you don't know what type of spirit you're interacting with, you don't know what technique to use to interact with them. So we'll bring them down here and we'll see what we get. One night when I came to Old Town, I put my audio recorder underneath the cannon to the left of the flagpole. I made several loops around Washington Square, the plaza, just taking random photos of this, that, and another. Want to stop and take a break? So I sat on the bench there against the wall. As I was sitting there looking around, I heard these footsteps. They either came out of the double doors or they started in front of the double doors. And they started down the front porch or the front walk. Now I could not record them because my recorder was with the cannon. Those of you that watch the ghost hunting shows, you never know when this stuff is going to start or stop. So I did not want to waste time to get my recorder. So I got up, followed parallel on the cement, taking pictures in the area that the boards were creaking. As fast as my camera would recharge the flash, I would take another photo. Followed them down to the next set of double doors, where they either stopped or went inside the commercial restaurant. The commercial restaurant is one of only a handful of original Adobe buildings left here in Old Town. Building in front of us and the to the left were burnt in a fire in 1872 and were rebuilt to look similar to the original. When I developed the film in between those two buildings for that night, I did not see or catch anything out of the ordinary. You know what's probably going to happen is your daughter over there is probably going to be the one that gets all the activity. Got to head up a little bit further. When we get there, she's going to sit in the corner and try to fall asleep, and the spirit's going to go, but she's going to be swatting at him as they're touching it. What room did you stay in?
We stayed in the one that has supposed to have the rocker that moves.
Oh, room 4-5?
I'm not sure what the number is.
We're going to stop right here. The children's rocker?
Yes.
Yeah, the corner. Sit on the corner.
Yeah, the corner.
Yeah.
What
People-
number is that?
That's the suite, room 4-5.
Yeah.
Those people that were staying there now were on my tour, on the 9 o'clock tour.
Oh.
And they put crackers underneath the rocking chair to see if it rocked, if it broke the crackers. A different night came to Old Town. Again, made several loops around Washington Square, the plaza, taking random photos. This time I decided to stop here in the dirt area. It was early in the morning. All the lights are on. There was no one here. So as I was standing there, I was just making pans, looking left to right to left, to see if I could see or hear anything. One pan I started from the left, worked my way around to the Colorado House of the Wells Fargo building, and to the left of the double doors where the address is, there's a small figure standing there. It was not a shadow, it was a solid black mass away from the wall. I could see the arms, the legs, the head, the torso, and as I focused in, that little child disappeared. I believe it was a child because it was only about 3 feet tall. Different day, early in the morning, at this bench, there's a young couple. The girl saw a woman in the upper left-hand window. The guy looked, didn't see anything, but they were concerned because the building was obviously closed, and there's a woman up there. They walked over to the plaza, found the security guards, brought them back, and they told them about the woman. The one security guard told them, there's no way a woman could be up there because that second floor is a facade. Originally, this is a full 3-story white building. After it burnt down, they only finished the ground floor. The only way to get inside on that second story catwalk is from the inside with a ladder. Gonna walk up a little bit further.
Yes, we did that too. That's
Stop right here. I have the only ghost tour in a state park in the state of California, and because of that, the state wants me to tell you a little bit about San Diego's beginnings. 1542, Cabrillo came to the harbor, rode ashore, claimed his land for Spain. They saw the Cumia Indians on the hill. They got back into their ship and went out discovering the rest of California. 1769, the next group from Spain came to the harbor, rode ashore, claimed this land for Spain. They saw the Cumia Indian living on the hill, but this group was waiting for Father Serra. Anybody familiar with Father Serra? Yeah. Father Serra and his group were coming out from Mexico, where they were building missions and spreading Christianity. The two groups spent a meet here in San Diego, they did, and up on that plateau that I'll show you from the other side of Old Town, they built the first mission. They started the mission, the system of mission chain through California. If you go up there right now, there's a grass area with some rolling hills. Underneath the rolling hills is where the rest of the walls of that first building are. They built out of adobe. These first homes here in Old Town, they built out of adobe because San Diego is a coastal desert, flatland, nothing here to build with. This building in front of us is not haunted that I'm aware of. However, this is the first wood structure in Old Town. Wood came from the East Coast by sail ship because there was not a Panama Canal. It took over 60 days for the wood to get here. It was built in around 1850. And in 1868, the San Diego Union, San Diego's largest newspaper today, was started in that little building. Any questions of anything to this spot? Gonna head up to the Whaley House.
Do you mind if we take video or photo?
Sometimes some ghost tours, they don't want the audio or video.
Right.
Or photo. You been inside the Whaley House?
Yes.
Have you ever tried to video inside the Whaley House?
Yes, actually.
Well, it's a photo, but they don't let you video inside the Whaley House.
You don't? Oh,
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people do, but they posted the sign, no video.
no. Okay.
You want to know why?
Tourism?
No, what happened was, do you know St. Augustine's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I
You went
actually
there.
went to that.
You went to Saints.
So funny that you said that. Yeah.
What a quinky-dink. So, one day, some young men from Saints came over, and they were videoing, and they were standing across the street, and the docents, the girls, you know, the volunteers that were wearing the outfits,
Yeah.
they came out of the Whaley House and walked down the street, and the guys on the video from Saints, they made some very bad comments.
Oh, no.
Using profanity and other things like that, describing the girls. And then they went inside the Whaley House, and they went on the other side of the barricades, and they took pictures of themselves sitting at the judge's desk and some other things like that. And then they posted it on YouTube.
Oh.
So the executive director of the organization that has stewardship over the Whaley House, his wife saw it, called Saints, talked to the dean, asked for an apology, and the dean expelled those kids.
Wow. Okay.
So ever since then, they messed it up for everybody.
exactly.
So that's why they have
Well,
posted.
they're very strict at saying they do stuff like that. They expel the kids if they
Yeah.
do anything inappropriate.
What year was that?
I don't know. That was maybe, I don't know, 5-6 years ago.
Okay. Got it.
It's been like that for a while. But
Last time we came to the tour of the Whaley House,
yes.
my son on the outside of the by the tree,
Uh-huh.
he smelled cigar.
Uh-huh.
Found it
That happens.
ghost or something.
Could be. Could be. A lot of interesting things have happened over the years. Stop right here. You're gonna do the same type of half circle again. Don't go too far. No, come in closer. People are gonna bump you as they walk by. Come in closer. I'm not gonna. There you go. So the Whaley House, again listed as one of America's top 10 most haunted homes. October 1999, it's on the TV. The Travel Channel was on, and they had just started talking about the Whaley House. I was born here in San Diego, been out town a couple times, never been to the Whaley House, didn't know anything about it. I also didn't know anything about ghosts, the supernatural, the paranormal. Watched the program, first commercial was over, found out they were talking about America's most haunted houses. When the show was over, I decided to come down and look for myself. Load up my camera, several rolls of film, drove down, had to find the house, parked right in front, got out, loaded the camera, started taking pictures of everything. I had no idea what I was looking at or looking for. Started at the front, worked my way to the left, the back to courtyard, and again I was at the front. At that time, the organization had the property. When they closed, they leave the lights on in the hallway. And with those lights on, you could see through the lace curtains into the hall. Wanted to picture that before I left. Flash was ready. Brought the camera up, went to the viewfinder, and there was a lady standing on the other side of the door. I had no idea who she was. I didn't want to be rude and flash in her face, so I did not take the picture. Brought the camera down. She was still standing there. So I turned, took a couple steps back, looked back into the doorway. Who's been inside the house? And at that point, she was at the end of the hall, gliding left back where the stairs are. But I can only see from the waist up. From the waist down, there was nothing there. Her hair was black, pulled back tight, part of the middle. She had a white shirt, buttoned to the chin, with ruffles around the collar. I had seen my first ghost. Not a real scary experience, but I turned, walked down the stairs, got in my car, and I took off. Came back the next day. It was a Saturday. Went through the house for the first time, and of course, I had to come back that next night. I did, and I had my second experience in the back. When we come back from the cemetery, I'll tell you what happened the second night. I'll tell you some other things that have happened in the back of the property. I'll tell you some history of the house, and of course, I'll tell you about the first ghost that I saw. Any questions, anything else to this spot? Gonna head down to the cemetery.
Wardrobe she was wearing was authentic to that time period.
Yeah, that was the daughter of Violet there that I saw.
Oh.
It is.
Oh no, still you.
There's still people in there, so they turn all the lights off. I guess if the people are still in there, you turn the music off.
Yeah, exactly.
They get the idea it's time to go. That's what they might but I don't know if the gate's going to be locked or unlocked.
Right.
But you don't want to hop over the fence, do you?
You know.
Front gate's always guaranteed to be unlocked.
So what does the fishing pole exactly mean?
The roof.
Oh, no. These roof?
Oh, wow. Yeah,
You can see?
well, they read a little information on it. They said put a mic on. They put a mic on me. We walked over here. They just started. They got you guys that were filming. And he was asking me questions, and then we were done. We just say hello.
And ladies and gentlemen, I do have one more thing. Just something for you to think about while you're lying in your bed this evening. Of course, alone, in the dark, enjoying your ghost cruise.
This is the Graveside Yankee Jim. We'll talk about him when we get back to the Whaley House. You folks like to walk around the cemetery for a couple minutes and take a look?
Certainly.
Okay. I'll meet you 3 or 4 minutes in the back of the cemetery. There's a photo here in the middle after the kiosk that shows what San Luis looked like. Also in the back of the kiosk is a partial list of the people that are buried here. I'll meet you in a couple minutes in the back.
Thank you guys very much. I hope you had a wonderful time.
I'm gonna start taking pictures. I think.
Shows the old adobe chapel and how close it actually is to the cemetery. We actually came around this.
So we are at the Old Town graveyard site, doing the ghost tour. My brother's taking pictures, doing a ghost tour, and later on tonight we're going to be doing a paranormal investigation. So all these grave sites here. It's hard to read the names. Angara. So I wonder what, if there's any families that come visit these people that passed away. Some of them don't even have names. So I'm better just take pictures here at the graveyard. See if we get anything. Isaac, you taking pictures? Okay. So we just don't disturb the gravestones here, so better's taking pictures, so I never know, I might find something that's in the pictures. Doing the ghost tour here in Old Town. I'll be doing the investigation, so just stay tuned and let your friends know. A lot of been here once before, but at night it's a little different story.
stories were filming.
Yeah.
That's the vortex.
Yeah, it's the vortex. Most of it is going across the street now. It's not associated with the Whaley house, it just happens to be on the property. Because most of it is actually in the middle of the street. But I don't want to stand with us in the middle of the street.
We don't want to add more ghosts.
Yeah, that we do not need.
The ghost tour.
Where did you say was the names of the people who are living there?
On the back of the kiosk there by the front.
Oh,
Alrighty, who are we missing? We are missing
One
your
person over there.
A couple people.
wife and
I have to get my brother. So you can continue the tour.
Any questions or anything while waiting for a couple more?
Is anyone, is there like any family members of the Seaska come visit or?
They have Founders Day once a year, but other than that, I mean, the last person that was buried here was 1887, Raphael behind me here. So I would have to say, I don't know the answer to that question. It's not really publicized, but I mean, Founders Day, they do come here in Old Town, have lunch, but that's pretty much it. As a matter of fact, I might have to change that comment. I don't even know if they do that anymore.
Oh, they would not do that?
I'm not going to guarantee that they even do.
Oh,
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Has there been anybody seen ghosts walking around here or something?
There are
I mean,
plenty of people that have
people
seen
buried
ghosts
here.
walking around here.
What I mean is,
I don't know
like,
if they've
the
been
ones
sipping on the
buried
sauce.
The people buried here,
Yes.
have they ever seen them walking around here around graves or something, or seen sitting on graves?
I can tell you my personal experience here. No, have people seen things here? I mean, they say they have, but I don't know because I haven't been able to like interview them firsthand
Okay.
soon after it happened. So I don't know. A lot of people make stuff up.
Yeah, that's true.
This is El Campo Santo Cemetery, the third official cemetery in San Diego. First one's by Seaport Village. It's called Dead Man's Point. 1769, when they came ashore, they had dead and dying to bury them there. Everyone by Seaport Village has been moved. Second cemetery is up where the mission is on the hill. Cemetery there is called the King's Garden. There are still plenty of people buried in the King's Garden. Anyone like to give a guess on how many people are buried in the cemetery? It's okay to be wrong if you'd like to make a guess.
70.
How many?
70.
There's 477 people buried in the cemetery. But if you count the markers,
Jeez.
there's not nearly that many. The wall that we walked by originally was across the street and about 10 feet into those buildings. When they decided to put that road in, they just brought that wall up and they asphalted and cemented over the people in front and the people in back. 1993, the city had sonar equipment come. It pinged that front area to find out where they are. And as we walk out, you can look into the street and the sidewalk for little markers that say gravesite.
But the bodies are still there?
The city owns a cemetery, so when they pinged out there, they also pinged in here. Everyone is actually marked like this. Piece of PVC pipe in the ground with the washer and a screw in it. Each of the discs have a number stamped in it, so they do know where everyone's buried. And after ghosting out for 15 years, I've actually found nothing in the cemetery, except for the fact that from time to time, cameras will malfunction. As we walk out, we'll pass over 7 markers. We'll get out to the street and sidewalk, I'll put out the markers there, and we're going to head back down the street to the Whaley property. Any other questions of anything to this spot?
So under those restaurants over there, there
No.
are bodies too?
No, just 2 of them. Just 2 of them. There's no one buried underneath. All right, gonna head out this way.
I was telling her about the cavalry.
Did you already see the markers?
Yeah, I saw it turn. Oh, there's one over
Yeah.
there. Nice. I saw it. It's hard to see because they're so small.
Yeah, some of them have been stolen.
Like someone just come and just yank one out and keep it. Or,
Yeah, I don't know. People collect odd things.
uh,
I'm gonna stop right here.
There's the grave site right there.
Just gonna let everyone catch up a little bit. Gonna keep walking. That's the last marker there in the curb. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check something out real fast. I just want to see if the Whaley House is doing a late night tour. It does not look like they are. It looks like they're all closed up. That's the children's room with the light on. Every time they turn that light off, it's always back on the morning, so now they leave it on all the time. It's even on during the day.
Really?
Yes.
The children are scared of the dark, right? That
You
makes
can
sense.
explain however you want, but the light comes back on, and you know the people that work there have to work with the spirit, so that's why they appease them and they leave that light on. My second night, parked at the end of the brick pathway, got out, walked up. It's rainy, drizzly. Thought the best place to be would be on these overhangs, and I went to sit on that metal bench. At that time, the organization had the property. The caretaker, he took care of 2 cats. As I walked over there, 1 cat took off. 1 cat stayed with me all night. I would walk back and forth, just taking random photos of the house. When it would stop raining, I'd walk around the house and take pictures. At that time, this building was storage. This building was set up as a dentist's office. You can walk in halfway, there's a piece of plexiglass. On this side, there's no dentist chair and tools. So these buildings were closed. There was no one here. But I found myself again on this corner, taking pictures against the house, and I heard what sounded like someone had a pair of cowboy boots and stomped them in the middle of the porch. That big bang freaked me out. I walked down the stairs, went across the grass to the front of the house. Told myself out of the camera, we're gonna take pictures, have to go back. I walked back across the grass and up the steps. From this side of the porch, I took 2 photos this direction, walked across, took 2 photos back. Walked back across the porch, and halfway down the stairs ready to leave, Went again in the middle of the porch. That big bang. I quickly turned to look, and the only thing that I could see is that cat that was with me all night was up on its legs, leaning away from me, but it was looking at me. So I figured there must be something between me and the cat. That happened 15 years ago. Folks have the restaurant. They've been here now for 11 years. To this day, they can still hear that same pounding on the porch. The first ghost that I saw was Violet. Violet Whaley was 22. She had a failed relationship, tried to kill herself once. She jumped into a well. They only had about 2 feet of water in it. After that, she found where her father hid his .32 revolver. She went to the bathroom, shot herself in the heart. Thomas Whaley heard the gunfire, went to the bathroom, picked up his daughter, brought her in the house, laid her on the couch, and she died. On the TV shows, that's all they're going to tell you. But that little brick building is where the original bathroom stood. The original bathroom was wood, single-seater. This one, of course, is brick, has running water and electricity. There used to be stairs on the back of the house. And I'll show you a picture of what they used to look like. So the window in the top middle, that's where the door was. The organization has a property now. They chose not to rebuild the stairs when they were falling apart because they were not original to the home. But one night, 2 police officers responded to a call of a woman on the top stair crying. 2 cars came. One officer walked up. The other one stood below. And as the one officer was face to face, that lady talking to her, trying to find out what was going on, she started to walk towards them and then disappeared. They had to write a report to that. And for many years, a copy of that report was underneath a piece of glass inside the courtroom. Any questions of anything to this spot? The other organization had the property first was called the Historic Shrine Organization. When their lease was up, they took that and a lot of the other property with them. That officer, after he retired, he came down to the Whaley house, did a little handwritten note of what happened that night. That's inside the building now. Any other questions before we start talking about the vortex? You watch the program on television called Ghost Hunters.
Yes.
On that show, their EMF, electromagnetic meter, thin little black box with a digital display. So they use a light to read it. Have you seen them on TV? They go back and forth and up and down. They call for numbers. See them do that? It says right in the directions of that meter, do not move while reading. If you turn the lights on and move the meter like that, the numbers flash all over the place. These are wrong, gives you a false positive. The other meter that uses the K2. The K2, you can move around, the lights will all flash. All these things do is they pick, I don't want to say version, you have fourth generation. Yeah. So all these things do is they pick up fluctuating magnetic fields. The electricity gives off a magnetic field. A magnet gives off a magnetic field. It's believed that whatever the spirits do between this world and the next, they give off a magnetic field. And it's the vortex, or the energy that hovers above the ground behind you gives off the field. And because of that, the meter will pick it up. Then I show you where it is. If you believe it or not, it's okay with me. I'm not here to change your mind or your opinion. Just going to share with you what I found. The vortex, in theory, a doorway between this world and the next. Each time we come to the property, we have to find them because they open and they close and they move around. The majority of them are between the tree and the gas light, all the way across the street and in between the 2 buildings. I need one volunteer to use a meter to find the vortex, please.
Sure.
Sir. Oh, your son beat you to it. Come right over this way here. Hold the meter facing just like that. We're going to walk to a vortex, a piece of energy that's so big, hopefully everyone will be able to feel it. You might feel the energy or vortex by feeling static electricity, heat, pins and needles. You might feel it pulse. We've already walked through the vortex twice. Now we're going to do it again with the meter. There are hundreds of little vortexes back here. We're going to walk to the big blob that has thousands within it. That second gas light post there, we're going to use it as our beacon right about that height there. Just walk straight. We're going to follow right behind him. You gotta find the edge of the meter to walk in on there.
Oh my god, something hurts in my ear.
What does it feel like?
And it feels like a weird pain.
Okay, keep going, keep going. You gotta find the edge and then walk in a little bit.
It's kind of the pins and needles.
There you go. Stop right there. Let's get right back there for a second. Come up a little bit closer. I'm gonna start yakking again real quick. I'm gonna take the meter from you. Put your hands flat in that spot. On your hands, can you feel static electricity, heat, pins and needles, or do you feel it pulse?
Now it feels like a slight tingling in my
Tingling?
eye.
Okay. Technique's very simple. We're on the vortex. Just put your hands flat right in front of you. On your hands, you may feel static electricity, heat, pins and needles. You might feel it pulse. Some of you are going to feel it, some of you will not. I really don't feel anything. I always have to cheat and use the meter. If you think it's power of suggestion, I'll now see your hair's on fire.
I feel it.
Also, it's power of suggestion. I'd be in Vegas making millions of dollars. What do you feel?
The heat.
Rock your hand back and forth. Look back and
Yeah.
forth. So as you move your hand back and forth, you feel the temperature change?
Yep.
So you're putting your hand out of the energy. So you feel the energy of vortex by feeling heat.
Yeah.
If the heat was natural, it'd blow away. But it's paranormal, so it hovers and allows you to
It's
put
like,
your
yeah,
hands in
because
and out.
it's here, it's cold, and then I can feel the warmth. That's interesting.
So the vortex, in theory, a doorway between this world and the next. People that are sensitive say that they can see the spirits coming in out of the door of the portal. If that's going on or not, I don't have any idea. But we can use the meter to find where the energy is.
Is you can feel it?
Has anyone been to or
It's like-
familiar with Sedona, Arizona?
It's right here.
Famous for their vortexes. I drove there, stood them, didn't feel anything, and the meter didn't pick anything up. So there's more than one type of vortex. This was just large enough we can all stand in it. The meter will pick it up, and most people can
You
feel
gotta
it.
go, like, pull your hand back, and then pull it forward, and you can feel the heat. It's like right here, I can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you feel it? Yeah.
That feels warm.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I'm feeling it.
I've shown this
I
to
feel like a
physicists. They don't have any idea
Yeah.
how much bigger this paranormal. But at one time, science thought the world was
Yeah,
flat.
it's
Now
interesting.
not to be. So we don't know everything.
That is interesting.
You guys can spend the rest of your life
This
here.
one.
Tingling down, yeah.
You feel it? Yeah.
No, I don't feel tingling. I feel the warmth. I feel tingling. You do?
Yeah. It's
I found this thing
nice. That's a nice. That is
I don't know if
interesting.
it's my mind
13
or
years
my
ago.
Yeah, I don't either.
Still amazing. But the whole thing's moving across the street.
You hear me with that
Like right here.
backpack.
Yeah.
There are little pockets over there, but
Yeah, it's right with your left hand. See the left hand.
If you keep your hands on
Definitely.
Now it's
any
tingling.
questions or anything before we leave this spot?
Now it's
So
tingling.
So it's all the technique, right? How many times have you walked through? You found it over there, but
So you do it the other hand. It's like tingling on the other hand.
I knew that there was something because we
That's interesting.
did you feel it or did you just find it with the meter?
And then we say, when we found it with the meter, we look at
That
it.
is interesting.
Right, because you walked through it many times. Now you know what it is.
I have a question.
Sir.
Can you feel that at any time of the day, or do you have to activate it with that thing we have, or how does
This
that
just finds it. The energy,
Oh, okay.
it goes from where we started all the way across the street into the parking lot at an angle. So slow, the whole thing's slowly moving across the street.
Oh, wow.
It's here day or night. Doesn't make any
Oh,
difference.
Is it always a vortex when you feel it?
No, that's just this right now. So you have to take each look. Each time you feel something, you have to take it. We have to look at it differently because we don't know what it is. It could be spirit energy. It could be well, when you interact with the spirits, you'll be able. You'll see how it manipulates the meter. So this is. You cannot talk to this. It's just energy. It's not going to respond to you. It's here. It opens and closes and moves around. The spirit activity is different. It shows up differently on the meter. You'll see when we get inside the plane.
Warm, like a heater, like there's a, like a,
It's a K2. I just thought.
I was thinking that too, but that can't be because you would have to put your hand
I
on
just took the dead side.
No,
The,
it's not that.
we saw years ago.
I feel like
Something
everybody feels different. I didn't feel cold.
if you're somewhere, you have to be a line of sight. Exactly. But they should put the deeper in there.
Yep, exactly.
All right, ready to move to the next spot? Any other questions?
That was
It's
awesome.
always here. Now that you know the technique, you can come back whenever you want.
See if you can take a picture. As it can see if there's anything that
Oh,
take some pictures.
that's right. I gave up myself a little bit. All right, gonna head to the back.
That was interesting. All right, so come on. That was interesting.
We got orbs over here in pictures. There were 3 orbs here.
So some people feel it's different. I really don't feel anything. Every now and then I might, I talk with my hands. So sometimes I put my hands up and I put my hand in the pocket. The county owns the property now, and originally the county owned the property, and this is where the gallows stood. So they took away the hanging structure, and Thomas Whaley built this house right on top where the hanging structure stood. Thomas Whaley was here, the group minutes, the last person being hung. That was our friend at the cemetery, Yankee Jim. Yankee Jim was a very tall man. He did not shorten the rope, so as the carriage pulled away, he fell, landed on his tippy toes, and it took him about 45 minutes to choke to death. After that, the county decided not to do any more hangings here. They put the property up for sale, and because this is where the gallows stood, the property was cheap, no one wanted it. Thomas Whaley bought it, and in 1856-57, he built this 2-story brick home. This is the first 2-story brick home in Southern California. It cost Thomas $10,000 to build the house. Anybody like to guess how much it cost him to buy this lot in 1852?
Ooh.
Actually cost $1.50.
Oh. Jeez.
We use the meter so we can see and hear the vortex. We're now going to use the meter so we can see and hear electricity. There is not an electrical meter on the outside of the Whaley house. It's actually on the other side of this brick wall. So I need one more volunteer to use the meter to find that, please.
Come on, Isaac, do for it.
Put your finger on those little flanges right there, because we're going to put the box right against the wall. You don't want to smash your fingers. Turn right over this way here. Watch your step over that wall there, and just put the box on that way. Right against the wall. Perfect. So electricity is solid. The vortex is more the spinning sensation. So with the meter, I want you to be able to see what electricity looks like, and what the vortex looks like, so you can see that there is a difference. Beautiful. Thank you. And again, watch your step right there. Any questions or anything before we leave this spot? We're going to head out this little brick pathway here. Some of it is covered with a little brick wall. As we walk out, don't trip over the wall. When everyone comes out, we're going to cross the street and head to the parking lot. Going to cross here in just a second. We're going to cross the street, walk through the parking lot, and then we're going to head inside the Cosmo. You ready? What do you mean, no? That's why you came on the 11 o'clock tour.
I guess so, huh?
All right, you're going to cross.
Easter or spring?
Oh, someone.
It is that time of year.
You do this year round?
Yes.
It was like a bird.
Is there any time of the year that's more active, or is it just
For
random?
people or spirits,
Spirits.
all the time doesn't matter.
Okay.
Once you find, there are spirits that are, ghosts are extremely rare. Spirits are all over the place. You interact with spirits, you don't interact with ghosts. I've never interacted with ghosts. So you can find
What's the difference?
ghosts are what we see, spirits are what we interact with. So,
I've
can-
never seen it.
I've seen ghosts. I've just never interacted with them. Normally by the time you see a ghost, they're gone. But spirits, you can find spirits that are looking stuck or grounded in a particular spot like this big, or you can find ones that wander around in the house, or there are spirits that travel around. So once you find where the ones are, you can interact with them anytime you want. It doesn't matter what you do.
Have you ever come across a demon?
Yeah. I'm sure they're out there. I'm just never found anything like that. Everything I found is fast. We're going to have this one. Yes, I would be interested. Yeah, because I have experience. Everything I found has been captured for the federal government. Can I head over this way? You're gonna stand in front of the bar? Area? Yes, please. I want to go first. We're going to go all the way to the other side so we can all stand in front. Just a second here. Temperature, if the air conditioner's on, leave it on or turn it off? Fine. Just a second here.
I'm perfect now with the way it is. So we walk in and there's like, yeah, I'm gonna start taking pictures in here.
Does the AC affect the investigation at all? or-
Does not. I told you your continental breakfast in the morning is in that room next door.
Yeah.
You can put your jacket right there. We're going to be here for a little while.
Okay.
I want you to be comfortable. That's possible.
I already slept twice on the bed, so I feel comfortable here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'll lay some of these meters out here. Give me a second. We're not going to pick them up yet. Because sometimes I lay one of the meters out, and then when I start talking, the spirits are to come over and they start manipulating the meter, showing off already for us. So we're going to wait and see what happens. Also gives me an opportunity to see if any of them are dead or dying or need the batteries changed. So this is the Cosmopolitan Hotel and Restaurant, one of the most active buildings that I've ever been in. Originally built in 1829 by Mr. Bandini for him and his family. Mr. Bandini and his daughter Isadora like to hang out. Isadora likes to touch the hair of people. If you look inside the little window covers in the doorway, you can see how thick the walls are. The walls are actually 3 foot thick with of dirt or adobe. So this is one of the state of California's best still standing dirt houses. 1869, Mr. Seeley, that had the bar next door, bought the property for $2,000 in gold, put on the second story, called it the Cosmopolitan Hotel. The building recently went through a $7.5 million restoration. They rebuilt the whole new kitchen on the back side. They remodeled the 10 rooms upstairs. They also remodeled the lower dining area, and they put some wallpaper on them, and similar to the 1800s. So who again saw the episode of Ghost Adventures when they were here? This is where they did the drinking scene. They each had 8 shots of alcohol. If you watch it,
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
If you watch walking around, if you want to come behind the bar, have some pictures taken of yourself behind the bar. Then when you see the episode, you can bring up your pictures and reminisce about when you two were behind the bar. So there are 6 rooms we can walk around in, this being one of them. 2 rooms that direction. If you go into the stairs, there's 3 more dining rooms back that way. When they remodeled the place, they put some real 1800s furniture in each of the rooms. They had a couch left. So if you go inside the far room, the Bandini room, there's a couch from the 1850s. You can sit on that and see how uncomfortable the couches were back then. You have your opportunity to walk around with the meter and do exactly what they do on television. The only difference is you experience it for yourself. You can see how exciting ghost hunting can be, or you can find out how boring ghost hunting can be. It's your time. You can do whatever you like. We're going to walk around for a little bit. I'm going to go inside the Bandini room. And if you guys want to come in there and sit down, we can see if we can interact with the spirits and see who wants to hang out. If you're touched by Isadora, it might feel like your hair is being tugged, or you might feel like static on your scalp or body. Any questions yet?
We'll follow you.
You gonna follow? Okay. If you're going to follow me, then we're going to get inside the... You want to walk around at all, or just go with me in there?
We'll go with you.
Okay. So when you go inside that room, there's seats at the table. There's a chair right next to the wall, and there's a couch that sits 3 or 4 people. Go in there and just sit at the first spot you want to. Don't go in there and think, oh, should I sit here? No, maybe I'll sit. No, I'll sit over. One spot, go and sit down at that spot first. Because they're going to guide you to the right seat. Don't second guess it. Any other questions? Okay. Pick up a meter.
What is this arrow for?
What is what for?
This arrow.
What is what for?
This arrow.
What arrow? I have to turn it off and on.
Oh, I barely moved it. It's
Yes.
already active.
No, it's probably your phone.
I'll give you the phone. Okay.
Yeah, if the best way to use the meter is slowly move it back and forth while you're walking. You cover more area going side by side than walking in a straight line. You're looking for the meter. So you put it by this.
Yes, that's the souls of ghosts hovering.
He said, "Oh, your ghost mama is so ghostly." And
I look on cinematic.
well, go slowly, Isaac, back and forth, because I want to see if you can find something. You don't say hello, you say... So if the kiosk open.
Move a chair. That would be fantastic. Just come
Don't ask a question unless you really want the ghost to answer it.
In fact, actually, could you flip a table? Oh, by all means, please flip a table.
No. No, just you gotta start small. Let's see. They probably don't want to come down yet, but they may come down a little bit. I don't know if they're.
You guys got anything on?
Oh, no, not that yet. It's only spent like 90 few minutes in here. So just. So we're in the Cosmopolitan, doing an official search. Okay, so it's quiet. Is anyone here that is looking to eat something? Okay, I come back. Hold on. I'll get sure. Is anyone coming down? I'm making sure. Hold on. Let me pull my phone back. See, my phone is. You're right. It's making it move. I'm putting it far away so we can see if anyone. I'm trying to wave it. See, okay, maybe not. See if anyone's thirsty. Let's see if we need something to. Oh, come on. Is anyone here? Are you thirsty? Let's see if there's. It goes off from there, but nothing. Someone like to play the piano? Is there anyone upstairs? Okay, so for are you guys here in the picture? Isaac, make sure you take lots of pictures here. See if anyone wants to. Someone's. Take and see if anyone's coming. See all the napkins are still up here. See all the napkins. Let's see what would happen if I put this napkin here. Let's see if okay, put these napkins upright so if you can make one fall over see, 12:13. I'm standing right in front of the rocking chair. Can you make it move? So let's see if there's anything here. Anyone sitting in a rocking chair? No. See if I can go back to the bar. Bug. Yeah. Now I'm going to be serving drinks. Have this. Okay. So far, no reaction. Come down tonight. Dear. Hello. Oh no, that's it. Fuck. Okay, let's see. Oh, got something. Hold on. I'll put it down here. Want a drink? Let's see. Let's see. I guess move one of these or just film all that one. Drink or not? I really want to eat. Wow, there we go. Nice. Is it on this chair? Are you on this chair? That was like a big spike. Yeah, when you move. Wow. Try to see if we can do that. Is someone here in the dining room that just moved? Yeah, I caught something. I just passed. I was there. So let's go back and see if see if we can get that again. I'm just moving to and fro, maybe. I'll stay in here for a little bit and see if they're moving one spot to another. You got a spike again? No? It was just there when you, yeah, that was interesting. me and whoever else is here know what I have in my bag. Oh, batteries. Okay, it's 12:24. Okay, every time I pass this picture, someone at the door? My phone again. Hmm? Oh, there's one in there? Wow. Sir, this may look like they're moved from place to place. Is there any changes in the temperature?
The air conditioner is working, so you don't know.
So the spirit energy that happened, the way that the lights were flashing, is example 1. Electricity, example 2, and the vortex is example 3. You just happened not to be here when it was a very good example of spirit energy.
So this was the,
It's a spirit, it's not electricity, it's not the vortex. It flashes differently.
yeah.
But once you have the meter and you can find these different things and interact with them, you can then see the difference. Almost like they can't see it.
One guy found a spike in the dining room, so we're just everyone's in the spot. We gotta split up here. Like all the people are in one place, except a few here, so it's gonna venture out. Just came here before and goes on and off. Did you hear that in the dining room?
This is the proper way to treat your guests. Do you know the proper greeting? No?
house is. So the Trio Cafe, there's a little white